It's been nearly 2 years since the April 27th tornado tore through Alabama, destroying everything in its path.
But help continues to pour into devastated areas like Tuscaloosa County. WVUA's Jennifer Edwards joins us now live with more. Jennifer.
That's right, Lynn and Phillip. A group of college students from George Washington University in D.C. are using their spring break as a time to give back to others.
It's called an alternative spring break.
The program's great because it's student-led, and there's students that are freshmen to seniors, all different backgrounds, majors, cultures, and so it's really great. It's a way for people to come together and visit a new place and serve, learn about themselves and the culture that they're visiting.
Group members say they chose Tuscaloosa County because of the college connection.
We knew that 6 university students died in the tornado, regretfully, but we just felt this connection, this overwhelming connection that we needed to help.
It's great to not only be doing the service, but also talking with the people that live here and finding out their story, which really helps us understand what people went through and are going through and how we can help and others can help moving forward.
While here, the group is clearing debris. Group members say they're glad to be lending a hand almost 2 years later.
It's kind of interesting to see how many places still have, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. There's still houses with trees on it. There's a lot of construction that needs to be done. So I think it's good that people are coming down to help, but I think there's still a lot more.
Everyone's so nice, and the way that everyone is acting after the tornado with all this sense of hope, it really just makes me want to be here and stay and help out, and I feel like a part of the community just being here a few days.
In addition to clearing debris, the group also helped out at a local Head Start. But this week hasn't been all work. The college students got to tour Bryant-Denny Stadium and got to go to an Alabama baseball game. They will be working throughout Tuscaloosa County until Saturday. Phillip?
All right, thanks, Jennifer. Now in other news, more than a week after it began, there's been an arrest in the case of a Brookwood police officer being hit by a four-wheeler and a suspect being shot. The Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit tells us that Austin Shields is charged with attempted murder. Shields turned himself in this morning at the Tuscaloosa County Jail after he was treated and released at DCH for gunshot wounds. Authorities say that Shields was shot after he allegedly ran over a Brookwood police officer with a four-wheeler. If you're traveling in Birmingham, you may soon see road detours. The state is getting ready to repave some sections of Interstate 20. It's the section of road where Interstate 20 crosses I-459 and joins back with Interstate 59. State officials expect the road work to begin on April 8th, but that date could change if the weather doesn't stay clear. And this construction is expected to take 180 days to complete.
Alabama Governor Robert Bentley has signed a bill into law giving tax credits to parents who send their children to private schools instead of failing public schools. The Alabama Supreme Court threw out a lower court order that kept the legislature from sending this bill to the governor. Bentley signed it this morning, saying the bill provides flexibility for schools in complying with state education laws and also gives choices to parents whose children are assigned to failing schools. Bentley says the goal of the bill is to improve failing schools, not to support private schools. An attorney for the Alabama Education Association says it will challenge this new law in court. It's a new day, and the Catholic Church has a new pope. Pope Francis celebrated his first day as the head of the Catholic Church, celebrating Mass with the cardinals who elected him. The 76-year-old is the first pope from Latin America. Pope Francis is living up to his reputation as a humble man. He did not sit on the traditional throne to accept oaths of allegiance, and he refused to ride in a private car. Instead, he chose to ride the bus with the cardinals who elected him.
The word Francis, the choice of the name, has a lot to do with his internal desire to serve the church at that level of renewal, refreshing, and of course, new beginnings.
Pope Francis will be formally installed on March 19th. The folks over at Stillman College have a lot to celebrate. Today, the college dedicated the Birthright Alumni Hall.
But it's more than just a building, it's a commemoration of their history. Birthright Alumni Hall is named after freed slaves Charles and Betty Birthright, The couple donated more than 500 acres of land plus monetary gifts. The money eventually went toward the construction of the original building back in 1951. Stillman College President Dr. Ernest McNeely says it's important to remember the people who came before you.
Obviously, what we achieve at the end of the day depends on our commitment, our hard work. But we would be remiss not to recognize people who at some point early on gave us the opportunity to do what we're doing. And certainly the birthrights are an example of people who cared enough to give.
And the building is about 90% complete. Now still to come here on WVUA News at 6.